Very good morning to my dear students. So, for about 3 classes, we have been discussing about Ajit Bajaj and Diya Bajaj. And in the last class, we completed the discussion on Ajit Bajaj and Diya Bajaj. Now, it is the time to move on to the exercise portion. So, now please take your textbook and we can move to the exercise portion. So, in the first portion, let us read and infer. There are 10 questions. Many of those questions are answered and only a few questions are remaining in that part. So, please go through those questions and try to find out the answer from the text itself. So, we have been discussing very clearly about all those ideas in the last classes. It is very simple for you to find out the answers of those questions. So, I think there is no need to discuss it in the class because they all are very simple questions. So, now let us move to the second area. Let us read and evaluate. So, take the first question. Read the first question. Girls can do anything and reach any height if they have the support of their families. How is this true of Diya? So, this question is also very easy. So, when we took the last portion of the chapter, we have come to see that Diya says that it is only because of my father I was able to achieve something great in my life, and she has also given a reason for this. What was the reason? Yeah, they were living in a society where such adventure sports activities are always connected with boys only. So, even though they were living in such a society, Diya was able to come out with his best. Why? Because there is the father to motivate her always, to inspire her always, to guide her always. So, in that way, we can agree with this statement that girls can do anything and reach any height if they have the support of their families, because this is true in the case of whom? This is true in the case of Diya Bajaj. And the second question is, which of these words would you use to describe Ajit and Diya? So, I think almost all the words are applicable to both of them. There are some words which are only suitable for Ajit and Diya respectively, and let us find out which are those words. So, courageous. Was Ajit courageous? Was Diya courageous? Yes, Ajit and Diya were all courageous. That is what they always took such adventure activities. Then adventurous. No need to say that they too were adventurous. Encouraging. Encouraging means you know the meaning of encouraging, and somewhat to a great extent Ajit and Diya were encouraging. They were encouraging people. Supportive. Supportive is very applicable in whose case? It is supportive is actually very applicable in whose case? Ajit case, because Diya actually wanted a support, wanted a motivation, wanted a inspiration, and she always got that inspiration, got that motivation, got that support from where? Ajit. So, we can say that Ajit was supportive. And practical, they too were practical and persevering. Both of them were then determined. Ajit and Diya were determined. They were ambitious, they were successful, and they were protective. And famous is I think it is more applicable to whose case? Diya's case, because at a very lower age, like we have seen that Diya was the youngest person to ski across the world at an earlier period. So, we can say that Diya was somehow famous than whom? Ajit. So, famous is actually a word which is only applicable to Diya. And I think today itself you please go through these two sections, the question answer activities, and you have to write down the remaining questions in your notebook today itself and make it and send it to me personally as soon as possible. Okay, because it is a time to learn that how much you have acquired, how much you have learned. So, writing question answers will definitely make you aware of yourself that how much content you have taken from the chapter. Okay, so you have to do that. And now we are moving to a very important area. What is that? Reported speech. And I think if you pay a little attention, it will be going to a very simple thing. And what do you mean by reported speech? So, now you please take your notebook and you have to thoroughly watch my class, and if you need to take any notes as lecture note, you should take it, because this is going to be a very important area, and you have to thoroughly learn those rules which I am going to say, and you have to by heart it, and then you have to apply it in the exercise portion that is coming after this important area. So, now let us move to reported speech. So, all of you please write reported speech, or we can say that indirect speech, reported speech or indirect speech. And what do you mean by reported speech? I think you will be better explained by a very simple example. I think that is more useful than giving a definition. So, now look at this example. Rama said, I am very busy now. So, this is actually a statement, or this is actually an utterance, and this utterance is given by whom? This utterance is given by Rama. So, we can say that this is a sentence in direct speech. This is a sentence in direct speech. This is a sentence in direct speech. So, direct speech means, here we can see the actual words of a speaker. Who is the speaker here? Rama is a speaker, and here we can see the actual words of Rama. This is the words of whom? This is the words of Rama. So, this is direct speech. And when we convert this same sentence into reported speech, there occurs a slight change. And what is that? Rama said that. So, before the actual words, there will be an introductory word, that is introductory verb. Okay. and I am very busy now is his actual words, and it should be converted into reported speech. So, this I stands for whom? Rama. So, it will be replaced by the pronoun he, and I am very busy now is actually in simple present tense, and it will be changed into its corresponding past tense. So, it has to be changed to which tense? Past tense. He was very busy, and now is actually a word expressing nearness in time. Now means now, the right now, that means it represents a nearness in time, and this nearness in time will be changed into distance in time. So, then now will be changed into then. Okay. So, in that way, such changes will occur while we are converting a direct speech into indirect speech. So, this is indirect speech. This is indirect speech, and this is also known as reported speech. I think you got the idea. So, we can say that now we can come to the definition. We can report the words of a speaker in two ways. We can report the words of a speaker in two ways. So, look at the example. Here the speaker is Rama, and Rama's utterances or Rama's words presented in two ways, in a direct way and an indirect way. That is said that we can report the words of a speaker in two ways. The first way, the second way. The first way is we may quote his actual words. We may quote his actual words. So, here we are quoting Rama's actual words. That is known as direct speech. Or we can report what he said without quoting his actual words. So, here there is no actual word. Instead, we are reporting what he said. So, listen, we can report in two ways. The first one is we can report the actual words of a speaker, and we can report what he said. What he said, I am very busy now. The same thing is written here also. So, we can report what he said, but what is the difference in reported speech? Without quoting his actual words. So, this is the actual words, and this actual words can't be found here. Instead, the content is there. Okay, that is the difference. So, the first one is the words of an actual speaker, that is direct speech, and we can report what he said without quoting his actual words, and that is known as indirect speech. I think hope you understood this. Anyway, we can go to a detailed discussion on this portion, and now we are going to enter into different rules regarding the conversion of a direct speech into indirect speech. I think if it is useful, if it is needed, you can take it in your notebooks or in your rough book or something like that. So, anyway, you have to thoroughly be aware of it. Okay. Now, we are going to the first rule. So, all of you please take your textbook and read the first rule. All of you please take your textbook and read the first rule. Read the first rule. And what is the first rule? So, there is a point bulletin mark there. That is the first rule. If the reporting verb is in the present or present perfect, we do not generally change the tense. So, that is the first rule you have to understand and you have to keep in your mind. Okay, what is that? If the reporting verb is in the present tense or in the present perfect, we do not generally change the tense. So, we can write this rule on the blackboard. if the reporting verb is in present or present perfect, we do not change the tense. We do not change the tense. Okay, yes. This is the first one. Now, it can be better explained with the help of the given example. Ajit says, we are going home. All of you please note. Ajit says, we are going home. Okay. So, what is our rule? If the reporting verb is in present or present perfect, we do not change the tense. So, first of all, you have to identify in which tense it is written. In which tense it is written? We are going home. This is written in present continuous. And look at the principal verb or the reporting verb. Here says is the reporting verb, or here says is the principal verb. So, says is in which tense? Says is in present tense. So, that is what I am saying. If the reporting verb is in the present tense, we do not change the tense. So, we are not asked to change the tense. Here the tense, which tense is used here? Present continuous. Then look at how it will be, how the sentence will be. Ajit says that it is better to use an introductory word before the sentence when converting to reported speech. Ajit says that we are not asked to change the tense. So, we have to remain remain the same tense here also. So, we are going home. Who are going home? Ajit and Dia. So, we will be changed into they. Ajit says that they are going home. Okay, I think you understood. We are going home, present continuous. They are going home, present continuous. So, there will be no change in the with regard to the tense. So, that is what this rule is meant to be. If the reporting verb is in the present tense, so the says is in present tense, we do not change the tense. So, no change of tense will be occurred here. Similarly, look at the next example. Ajit just told Dia that they are going home. So, there also the change, the tense is remaining without any change. Okay. Now, we can go to the next rule. And what is the next rule? What is the next rule? Please tell me what is the next rule. All of you please read and try to understand before I am going to explain, please. And what is the second rule? When we report somebody's words using said, asked, etc., we usually change the tense to one further back in the past. Okay, I will explain it. When we report somebody's words, when we report somebody's words using said, asked, using said, asked, etc., we usually change we usually change the tense to one further back in the past, one further back in the past. Yes, don't be confused, it is a very simple it is a very simple rule. I will explain it to you. So now look at the example. Aishwarya said, we celebrate birthdays. We celebrated birthdays, Christmas, New Year, crossing the equator, all with cakes. Crossing the equator, with all with cakes. All with cakes. So now look at the sentence. So first of all, look at the example. When we report somebody's words, so here whose words are this? It is Aishwarya's words. When we report somebody's words using said, asked, okay, here said is there, asked is there, etc., we usually change the tense to one further back in past. Okay, that means if the reporting verb is in the past tense, so said is actually here the reporting verb, isn't it? Said is actually here the reporting verb. If the reporting verb is in the past tense form, the tenses in the direct, so this is actually the tense in which speech? Direct speech. The tenses in the direct will change into its corresponding past tenses. Okay, so here the sentence itself is in which tense? Is in simple past. We celebrated. So this simple past will be changed into which tense? Past perfect. So that is, once again I am repeating, if the reporting verb is in the past tense, all the tenses in the direct speech, it is the direct speech, all the tenses in the direct speech will be changed into its corresponding past tense. See, for example, if the sentence is written in simple present, it will be changed to simple past. If the sentence is written in present continuous, it will be changed into past continuous. If it is written in present perfect, it will be changed into past perfect. And if it is written in present perfect continuous, it will be changed into past perfect continuous. So that is what it is said, that when we report somebody's words using said, asked, etc., we usually change the tense to one further back in the past. That means here the sentence itself is written in which tense? Past tense. So it will be changed to past perfect. Then how can we write? All of you please say. Aishwarya said that we become they. We celebrated, this is past, simple past, and it will be changed into which tense? Past perfect. So they had celebrated, yes, the rest is the same. Celebrated Christmas, New Year, crossing the equator, all with cakes. Okay, so this is actually the explanation of this rule. Now we can move to the next one. Now we can move to the next rule, and which is the next rule. The modal verbs should, would, might, could, must and ought to are not usually changed into reported speech. So, the modal verbs, which are the modal verbs? Should, would, could, then might and ought to. Ought to are not usually changed. Are not usually changed in reported speech. Okay. So, the modal verbs should, would, could, might, ought to are not changed in reported speech. Then we can write another example. Ajit said, we might do more climbing. We might do more climbing. So, here there is a modal verb, and when we convert this sentence into reported speech, this modal verb will not change. So, that is what it is said. Then how it will be? Ajit said that they might do more climbing. Ajit said that they might do more climbing. So, in that way the sentence will be like this. I think I hope you understood that. If it is going to be difficult for you, then don't be confused, don't be frustrated. You keep on watching the video again and again, then try to clarify it. Then when the things are not clarified, then definitely you can call me. So, I will be there with you to clarify all your doubts. Okay. Then we can move to the other rule. Next rule. We can move to the next rule. So, the next rule is also a very simple rule. Very simple rule. While we use tell, told if we want to mention the hearer, the person spoken to, and we use say, said when we don't want to mention the hearer. So, when we use tell and told, that is what it is said. When we use tell and told, we use tell and told when we want to mention the hearer. That means to whom we are speaking, and we use say and said. Say and said when we don't want to mention the hearer. So, we can go to an example which we just did. Ajit says that they are going home. Ajit told Diya that they are going home. Okay. So, look at here says is used and here told is used, that is actually the rule is. So, we use say or said, we use say or said when we do not want to mention the hearer. So, here in the first sentence there is no mention about the hearer. So, we use says, and in the second sentence there is the mention about to whom Ajit is speaking. So, we use told. So, that is what it is said, that tell and told, we use tell and told when we want to mention the hearer, and we use say and said when we do not want to mention the hearer. Okay. It is a time to wind up, because you have learned so many rules, and learning all those rules at one sitting or learning all those rules in a single class is not that much easy for you. So, I think we can stop here, but before going to stop this session, I want to give you some homeworks. So, take page number 26 and so look at the first part. Here is an interesting story about the famous scientist Albert Einstein, who was quite absent-minded. Rewrite the 4 questions and the one statement given in green letter in reporter speech. So, you have to thoroughly go through this extract, and some sentences or some questions are written in green ink, and you have to identify those sentences or those questions, and based on the rules which we studied or learned today, you have to rewrite those sentences, or you have to rewrite, you have to convert those sentences or those questions into reported speech. It is a time to wind up. Thank you.